The Lion's Whisker. In a quiet African village, nestled between rolling hills and vast grasslands, there lived a young woman named Amara. She was known for her kindness, beauty, and wisdom, but despite her gentle nature, she was deeply troubled. Her husband, Kofi, had changed. The man who once laughed with her under the stars, who whispered sweet words and held her close, had grown distant. He barely spoke to her, his heart seeming like a stone wall she could no longer climb. One evening, as the sun set behind the great baobab tree, Amara sat by the river, her reflection rippling in the water. An old healer, Mama Zoba, watched her from afar before approaching. "My child," Mama Zoba said, her voice as warm as the fire in the village square. "What troubles your heart?" Tears welled in Amara's eyes. "My husband has grown cold, Mama. I love him, but I feel I am losing him." The wise old woman nodded, deep in thought. "Love is like the great river, it must be nurtured, or it runs dry. But I know of a way to bring back his love. You must bring me a single whisker from a living lion." Amara gasped. "A lion?" The very thought sent shivers down her spine. But she loved Kofi and was willing to do whatever it took. At dawn, she set out toward the deep jungle, the place where lions roamed freely. Her heart pounded as she stepped into the wild, the calls of unseen creatures echoing around her. After hours of searching, she spotted him, a majestic lion resting beneath an ancient acacia tree, his golden mane catching the morning light. Amara stayed hidden, watching the beast, her fear locking her in place. But she remembered Mama Zoba's words, patience and understanding. She carefully laid a piece of fresh meat on the ground and retreated behind a tree. The lion lifted his head, sniffing the air. Slowly, he rose and padded over to the offering, his powerful muscles rippling beneath his fur. He sniffed the meat, then devoured it before returning to his resting place. For days, Amara repeated this ritual, bringing food, watching from a distance, and waiting. Slowly, the lion grew accustomed to her presence. Each day, she took a step closer, speaking in soft tones, whispering words of gratitude and trust. Weeks passed, and one morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of orange and gold, Amara knelt beside the lion. She reached out, her fingers trembling, and ran them through his thick mane. The lion did not flinch. He trusted her now. Carefully, she grasped a single whisker and gently plucked it. The lion stirred, but did not attack. Instead, he simply closed his eyes and continued resting. With the whisker clutched tightly in her palm, Amara ran back to the village, her heart soaring with triumph. She reached Mama Zoba's hut and presented the whisker, breathless with excitement. The old healer took it, chuckled softly, and tossed it into the fire. Amara gasped. "Mama, why would you do that?" Mama Zoba smiled. "You have already learned the lesson, child. To win your husband's heart, you did not need magic. You needed patience, kindness, and understanding, just as you showed the lion. If you can tame the heart of a beast, you can surely warm the heart of the man you love." Amara stood in stunned silence before nodding. She understood now. Love was not about grand gestures or desperate attempts to change someone. It was about patience, persistence, and unwavering care. That night, she returned home to Kofi. She did not beg for his love or demand his attention. Instead, she showed kindness, spoke softly, and listened more. Days turned into weeks, and just as the lion had grown to trust her, so did Kofi. One evening, as they sat beneath the great baobab tree, he took her hand in his and whispered, "I have missed you, Amara." Tears filled her eyes, but they were not from sadness. She had won his heart back, not with magic, but with love. And so, Under the glowing African moon, their love bloomed once more, strong and unbreakable, like the great river that never runs dry.